what's one big thing that really needs to improve going into the second half of the year?
I don't know if it's one thing. I think our chemistry has been really good the first 6 games. I think we have played with toughness. I think seeing guys tackle, run to the ball, the way guys are running the ball, the way we're blocking on the line of scrimmage, the way the quarterback's playing. I mean, I think the quarterback's tough. I watch the way he takes shots and he stands in there. I think our team is getting a little bit of that identity. Now we have to keep that going. We have to keep building. And really, that game on Saturday night was the first time we played 60 minutes. We had to get that thing into the second half and go win the game in the second half. So that's going to be the challenge moving forward. I think higher end execution just in all phases is going to be critical. When you kind of play the way we did in the first 5 games where it gets a little lopsided, you're talking 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, when you play a team like Michigan State, you get some of that real resistance right there and, some back and forth, you can get their attention and how important execution is going to be in the details.
What are the things you feel like you can get accomplished when you have 2 weeks between a game instead of just one like you do in most weeks?
Well, a couple things. I mean, you get healthy. You get guys to heal up from the first 6 games. You get a chance to take a deep breath and get an idea where you're at. Evaluate each player, each unit, where they're at, where they want to go, where we want them to go, and then you get 2 weeks to game plan, which is good too. You get to try some things, throw it out, work through it. A little bit more time to prepare, and that's always good.
Front row right, Austin.
Ryan, I think since the moment you got here, there've been teams linking you to the NFL going back at some point. If the Redskins or somebody called right now, what would the response be?
Yeah, and I appreciate you asking, and I think, being in a place like Ohio State, anytime there's success, things like this are going to come up. I don't ever really want to talk about any of that stuff. I love it here, and this is where I want to be. So no matter whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, even for the next 5, 10, hopefully 20 years while I'm here, I really don't want to comment on that because I don't think it's good for anybody.
Okay. Football stuff then. You seemed like early in the year that you were, anxious or nervous if Justin was running. What the depth situation is like. He's starting to do it a little bit more, and he's taking a couple shots. Are you still holding your breath every time he runs, or are you getting more comfortable with that idea since he's responded to that with some toughness?
Yeah, a little bit of both, a little bit of everything. I think that he's shown toughness. He's dropped his pads. He's taken care of himself. He has taken a few shots, but you can see how dynamic he is with his feet and how he changes the game. And so there's that give and take. There's a calculated risk every time that happens. And again, we don't want him taking shots. We don't want to expose him, but at the same time, he's a talent and he's a load. It's not like he's skinny or he's going to take too many shots. And he actually delivers the blow on some guys. That's the way he's built. So he's big and strong, which really helps. But certainly, we don't want to be in a situation where we have to run him too much. But when you get in the red zone or you get in those certain situations where it's such an advantage for us, then if we got to go win the game, we're going to do it. And he understands that, and he's been great about it. And he's shown the toughness that we need to do that.
Second row middle, Bruce.
You have a Rose Bowl MVP defensively on this team who we don't see too much, Brendan White. Is he odd man out in your defensive change from a year ago?
No, he's in there, and he's working at it. He's learning that bullet position, and he's had some good snaps. He's had some snaps he wants to improve on, and that's a guy that this week is a great opportunity for him to find out what is he doing well and what are the things that he needs to improve on, just like everybody else. But yeah, Pete and Brendan and Jocelyn and Justin Hilliard, they're all kind of in that role. They've been kind of sharing the snaps, and so I know all those guys want to play more. But I think as we take a chance to look at the back of those 6 games, they'll all have some things they need to improve on.
Is there a profile of a team that his presence on the field fits more? A tailback heavy team, a spread team? Is there a profile of a team that you just played teams that your personnel fit how those teams are attacking you better than Brendan?
Yeah, I think that there's certain that hybrid position, that bullet is kind of a bigger safety who plays linebacker, and so if it's a little bit pass heavy, sometimes you'll see the bullet in there a little bit more. If it's heavy pass, it's more of a nickel, more of a defensive back, a corner type. And so that's the good thing for us, is that we have some different personnel groupings we can get into on defense now to counter what we're seeing on offense. And so the more things you can do, then obviously the more versatility you provide as a player. But no, Brendan's doing a good job in terms of learning the position. You know, he jumped around a little bit in his position, so now that he's settling into this, I think that, you know, he played better this week. You know, he is improving over the last couple of weeks, and I think he's going to continue to improve.
I know no coach complains about having too many good players, but I also know you're invested in every player. You know their parents, you know all that, and you obviously know his father's situation. As a coach, do you ever feel bad, like the kid's working hard, it's just guys ahead of him are just a little bit better?
Well, I think, you know, certainly we all know that situation and are very sensitive to that. But at the end of the day, you know, we just kind of meet with each guy, and that's what this week is really good for, is to have a great conversation about where they're at and where they need to go. And we care about all these guys, and that's really important, is to make sure that these kids understand that we have their back and that we have the resources that they need to make sure that they're successful. And each coach's responsibility, each player's responsibility is to build that connection so that they know that we're here for them. And I think when you do that, then you got something special going, and I feel that within the team right now.